4.2 The Trinity. According to the principle of creation, God's purpose of creation is completed based upon the four-position foundation, which is established by fulfilling the three-object purpose, through origin division union action. To fulfill the purpose of creation, Jesus and the Holy Spirit stand before God as object partners, who separately manifest the dual characteristics of God. They unite through give and take with each other, with God as the center, and form the four-position foundation. God, Jesus and the Holy Spirit thus become one, and this oneness constitutes the Trinity. Originally, God's purpose for creating Adam and Eve was to form a Trinity by raising them to be the true parents of humankind united in harmonious oneness, as husband and wife centered on God in a four-position foundation. If Adam and Eve had not fallen, but had formed this Trinity with God and become the true parents who could multiply good children, their descendants would have also become good husbands and wives, with God as the center of their lives. Each couple would thus have formed a Trinity with God, the kingdom of heaven on earth. Fulfilling God's three great blessings would have been realized at that time. Instead, when Adam and Eve fell, they formed a four-position foundation with Satan as their center. In other words, they formed a fallen Trinity with Satan. Their descendants likewise have continued to form Trinities with Satan, and so built a corrupt and immoral society. Since the fall, God has worked for the day when He could give rebirth to people and join them in Trinities with Himself. For this purpose, God intended to exalt Jesus and His bride as the second Adam and Eve to become the true parents of humanity. However, the resurrected Jesus and the Holy Spirit in oneness with God could form only a spiritual Trinity. They could fulfill only the mission of spiritual true parents. Thus, Jesus and the Holy Spirit have been giving spiritual rebirth to people of faith as their spiritual children, restoring them to spiritual Trinities. Christ must return in the flesh and find His bride. They will form on the earth a perfect Trinity with God and become true parents both spiritually and physically. They will give fallen people rebirth both spiritually and physically, removing their original sin and enabling them to build Trinities on earth, with God as the center. When fallen people are restored to the point where they can establish true four-position foundations centered on God, they will finally be able to build the kingdom of heaven on earth, where God's three great blessings are fulfilled.